What's up, my beer bros? Before we get into the video, before we actually get into the actual introduction, I just want to say something really quick. If you want to join this bracket challenge on ESPN Tournament Challenge, an app you can download on your smartphone, I believe it's available on iOS and Android, up to 25 brackets you can fill out. I'm probably going to fill out all 25 with a bunch of different upsets. I created a custom group. If you want to join it, just search up the channel name, The Bearded, one word, capital T, capital B, Maine-iac, one word, capital M, and then a dash between the main and the IAC. Now, anybody's free to join. I didn't put a restriction on how many teams you can put in this tournament challenge, and let's see if you guys can beat me. What is up, my beater bros? Bearded Maine-iac here with the tournament bracket, just like I promised earlier. Now this one's going to be interesting. We got 63 games to choose, and I want to try to make this as quick as possible. Might not really have enough time for reasoning, but just to let you know, there are some upsets here, and usually if I pick a lower team to beat a bigger team, it's because their defense is solid, their shooting is solid, their efficiency is solid, or their scoring is solid. And when I mean solid, I mean upset worthy. Now, that's just a forewarning. Okay, we start off with the South. I have UVA beating UMBC. I have Creighton beating Kansas State. I have 5-seed Kentucky beating 12-seed Davidson. 4-seed Arizona beating 13-seed Buffalo. I have 11th-seed Loyola Chicago upsetting 6-seed Miami. I have 3-seed Tennessee beating 14th-seed Wright State. 7th seed Nevada beating 10th seed Texas, although I feel like that game's going to be super close. I have the 2nd seed Cincinnati Bear Claws beating up 15th seed Georgia State. And then in the West, we have Xavier pulling off the round 1 win as a 1 seed. And we have Michael Porter Jr. and the 8th seed Missouri Tigers beating Florida State in the battle of the 8th and 9th seeds. Then I have 5 seed OSU, Ohio State University, going down to 12th seed South Dakota State. Then I have Gonzaga, the 4th seed, winning against UNCG. I have 6th seed Houston getting upset by 11th seed San Diego State. I have 3 seed Michigan beating the 14th seed Montana, who had an incredible run in their conference tourney. Incredible run. They could be an upset candidate. I just think Michigan's too solid. And I have the 7th seed Texas A&M getting upset by Providence, who also had a good tourney run. Then I have the 2nd seed UNC beating 15th seed Lipscomb, who Cinderella story candidate maybe. We don't see too many of those these days. And then in the East, I have number 1 seed Villanova winning. I have 8th seed Virginia Tech beating 9th seed Alabama. That one was close for me. Then I have 5th seed West Virginia beating 12th seed Murray State. And I have 4th seed Wichita State beating 13th seed Marshall. 6th seed Florida beating 11th seed, who has yet to be decided because of a play-in or win-in in-game. And you have Texas Tech going down to 14th seed SF Austin. I feel like they could definitely make a Cinderella run. Probably my favorite to do so. Then you have the 7th seed Arkansas Razorbacks going down to the 10th seed Butler Bulldogs. And then I also, to finish it out, I have the 2nd seed Purdue Boilermakers beating CSU Fullerton in the 15th seed. And then Midwest, the final region in the first round, I have number 1 seed Kansas beating Penn, who had a good run in the Ivy League, beating Harvard. And then I have 8th seed Seton Hall going down to 9th seed NC State. Wouldn't call that an upset. I would just call that a really close matchup. And then I have number 5 Clemson beating number 12 New Mexico State. Number 4 seed Auburn beating number 13 seed Charleston. Number 4 seed TCU beating whoever wins between ASU and SY. And then I have 3 seed Michigan State beating 14th seed Bucknell. I also have 7 seed University of Rhode Island beating 10th seed Oklahoma and Trae Young. I like them, but they just floundered too bad at the end of the year. Then I have 2nd seed Duke beating 15th seed Iona. And that's it for the first round. In the second round, in the round of 32, let's go back up to the South. I have UVA beating Creighton I have Kentucky losing to Arizona to set up a matchup between the 1 and 4 seeds. I have Loyola Chicago's magical run ending against Tennessee. I have Nevada's run ending against Cincinnati for all the top 4 seeds to remain in the South. In the West, I have Xavier beating Missouri. I like Michael Porter coming back, but I don't think he'll be 100% back in like rhythm, and I think it's going to cost him. And then I have the 12th seed South Dakota State beating the 4th seed Gonzaga. And I have San Diego State falling to 3 seed Michigan, and I have Providence falling to 2 seed UNC to set up a matchup of 3-2 and 1-12. And then in the East, I have Villanova beating Virginia Tech, West Virginia beating Wichita State, Florida beating SF Austin, but I do like SF Austin's chances. I'd give them around a 39% chance to win this matchup, which is very, very likely, in my opinion. And then Butler versus Purdue. I'm taking Purdue here. And then in the Midwest region to finish out the round of 32, I have Kansas over NC State, Clemson over Auburn, TCU going down to Michigan State, and University of Rhode Island going down to Duke. And then in the Sweet 16, the South, I have UVA beating Arizona and Tennessee beating Cincinnati to set up a 1-3 matchup. And then in the West, I have Xavier ending South Dakota State's Cinderella run, and UNC beating Michigan behind a solid shooting performance. That's to set up a 1-2 matchup. And then in the East, I have Villanova beating Western Michigan and Purdue beating Florida for another 1-2 matchup in the East. And then in the Midwest, I have Kansas beating Clemson and Michigan State beating Duke to set up another 1-3. And then in the Elite Eight, I have UVA beating Tennessee to win the South. I have UNC beating Xavier to win the West. I have Purdue beating Villanova to win the East, and I have Michigan State beating Kansas to win the Midwest. Now, if that holds true, I have only one number 1 seed making the Final Four. And now the Southwest matchup, I have UVA beating UNC, and East Midwest matchup, I have Michigan State beating Purdue to set up a UVA v Michigan State final championship game. Now, these two were near the top of the rankings all year, and my pick to win the March Madness NCAA Men's Basketball Championship is Michigan State with a tiebreaker score of 78-71. Now, this game's not all the way until April 2nd, so we'll have a result thing. It'll be an interesting tournament for sure, guys. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy. And I hope to see you guys in the bracket as well. Peace.